After a very busy Memorial Day holiday weekend, where the active severe weather pattern did not take the holiday off, model guidance finally points to an extended break of large-scale severe weather events going into the month of June. For the past 30 to 60 days, the continental U.S. has been locked into a weather pattern that favored widespread severe weather events, including several tornado outbreaks. Troughing in the west led to parades of low-pressure systems ejecting from the Rockies into the plains and progressing north and east from there, bringing rounds of severe weather from the plains into the Great Lakes, Mid-South, and East Coast. Those low-pressure systems created the battleground between cool air masses and the warm, unstable, moist environment from the Gulf of Mexico, priming the atmosphere for rounds of severe storm development. Texas has also been heavily impacted by rounds of severe weather, partially associated with disturbances riding around the northern periphery of a very persistent, record-breaking heat dome over Mexico and Central America. That heat dome has also kept much of Texas and the Florida Peninsula hot over the month of May. There are some indications that we may get one more potent trough ejection later this week, creating a heightened chance of severe weather from the plains into the mid-Mississippi River Valley on Thursday into Friday. But as we go into June, the overall pattern for the continental U.S. will shift, with a large area of high pressure building from the west coast through the Intermountain West, and some troughing across the northeast. That pattern breaks up the parade of low-pressure systems ejecting from the Rockies into the central and southern plains, with a generally summer-like, more stable high-pressure air mass over the west and central parts of the U.S. The western ridge pattern will push much of the jet stream activity northward into western Canada, with disturbances staying generally north of the 49th parallel. Some of those disturbances, ridge riding, may drop into the Great Lakes and Northeast, with rounds of storms and showers possible to start the month of June. This shift in the jet stream is not rare for June. Actually, it's pretty typical for early summer. Although patterns like this are less favorable for widespread tornadic events, the ridge pattern is more favorable for damaging wind events caused by clusters of storms known as mesoscale convective systems riding around the ridge. Those ridge-riding MCS events bring widespread damaging winds, quick spin-up QLCS tornadoes, and hail threats to parts of the Great Lakes and Northeast, including potential derechos, which are a special classification for particularly long-lived straight-line wind MCS events. Although a bit far out as of this recording, there are some model indications that we may see an uptick in ridge-riding MCS events over the northern tier of the U.S. by the middle of next week. In general, the West Coast and Four Corners will see warm and dry conditions, with the jet stream skirting the far northern part of the West Coast. For Florida, summer-like sea breeze fronts may bring some localized strong storms to the Florida Peninsula. A warm and humid environment for much of the eastern half of the country will help spark isolated strong storms in the southeast, Gulf Coast, and mid-Mississippi River valleys. Again, typical for an early summer pattern. For the northern tier of the Great Lakes into the northeast, ridge-riding disturbances will bring a chance of scattered showers and storms for the first week of June. But overall, the first 7 to 10 days of June should see a significant decrease in widespread severe weather events and tornado outbreaks compared to what we've experienced over the last month or two. Here's your boat, beach, and barbecue grades for the first weekend of June 2024 from WeatherCast America. Please like and subscribe to this channel. We'll have more forecasts, updates, and live severe weather streaming coverage. As we near the peak of severe weather season and the start of hurricane season, it's important to stay weather aware and have multiple ways to get warnings and updates.